So as we've been expanding, we come across new regions, new places, and they are so incredible. What God is doing is blowing our minds. Let me tell you about Holo village. So we go down the tarmac, 2 hours, and then we turn off. And we come to a little village. Well, it's a dirt road. It's, in wet season, it's pretty horrific. In dry season, it's passable. And then we turn left out of the village, and there is no road. And it's like we're going across ploughed fields. It's like we come to almost like a bit of a waterfall with rocks, and we have to go up it. And we're miles and miles and miles into nothing, and we come to a village called Holo. We'd heard about it. Someone had turned up at the Water for Africa base and given us a letter asking us, please bring clean water. So we arrive at this village and we jump out the car and we're sort of looking around. We're just wanting to do a recce. Are these people as desperate as what they say? And we come across this little old man called Dixon. He's the sweetest, loveliest man, friendly, welcoming, and we get chatting to him. I just feel touched to give him some money. You can see he's just doing it tough out in this village in the middle of nowhere. And we go, okay, we really think these people are desperate, like they're saying. We send the drill guys in and they're doing the hydrological survey, and then we send the drill rig in and they drill the borehole. I think it was about 70 metres just to get water for these wonderful people. And then we come back and we turn up. We're greeted by the wonderful Mr. Dixon. This little old man, he's just, I can't tell you, he's so lovely. But then something happens. It turns out Mr. Dixon is the local witch doctor. I was sort of expecting feathers and war paint and something sinister. But I was met by this lovely, lovely old man with his little walking stick. He was so lovely, so kind. And it blew my mind that this man could actually be a witch doctor. So we carry on and we do the base and we put the pump. And as we're looking round, some of the people look really wild. Often you go to these wells and the women come out in the best clothes, that like the Sunday best and the beautiful bright cloth that they wear, and they're just, they live in a rural village, but they look so amazing. They just present themselves so well. But this was different. Some of the women looked really wild. Hair was all over, and we're looking going, this is really different. And then we start to pump the water and all the village erupts. But then what really stood out to me was that they didn't know how to use a hand pump. So often, they'll have some idea you're pumping. These people were sort of all strange angles and they just really didn't know how to hand pump. When the water came out, oh my gosh, it was ecstatic. And then we got to share about God. I said, you think that I've come and they call me a Mzungu, it's a white man or an outsider. You think I've got lots of money and I've paid for this well. And I generally go, not me. And then I'll say, the government are here. Do you think that they paid for this well? They didn't pay for the well. So can I tell you my story? And this is the inline. I start to talk to them about a God that came and found me and has sent me to them. And it's the same God, how he wants to know them. But then I really had this word. There is the altar under those trees where you consult the spirits. And as I'm preaching and talking about it, I can see everybody nodding their heads. It's true. And I said, you can't have God and spirits. You just can't. What Jesus did on the cross, he did, but he won't share you with anybody else. So you've got to make your mind up today who you belong to. And you could see this exchange of darkness to light happening right in front of you. It was so evident. People were saying yes to Jesus. And they were leaving the kingdom of darkness and they were entering the kingdom of light. And it was tangible. And I said, really, you need to chop those trees down and you need to have a big fire and you need to bring any idols and burn them, because this is what God would require. And everybody agreed. And we had this amazing time. And then when it ended, we thought, let's go and have a chat with Mr. Dixon. And Julie said, I know that people come to you from all around. And he said, how do you know that? He said, even the government come and they ask me for my wisdom. And Julie says, yeah. And he says, maybe today the prophet is in my midst. And we all laughed. And then Julie said to him, so what will you do now? And he said, well, now it's different. Everything's changed. I need to get my wisdom from God. I can't go back to the spirits. Today, in my life, everything has changed. Can I walk a journey with you? Can I get your phone number? Because now I need to walk a journey with Jesus, and I need to learn how to do that. It was the most incredible day. And I'm expecting eruptions as the light and darkness clash. It was seamless. It was like everybody stood in this camp and decided to walk over to this camp. It was the most incredible day. Just clean, what clean water can do, how it can change somebody's heart, how it can open somebody's heart to hearing about the truth of God. I think we were more blown away than the village people on that day, and I can't wait to get back and see what's happening in Holo village. So, Mr. Dixon, he's 82 years old. He was born in that village. He has never had a visitor from another country come to the village or his house, and he did not know that water was clear. He'd only ever seen dirty water. He also didn't know he was doing anything wrong by being a witch doctor, because it's just passed from generation to generation. He confessed to us that he'd never heard the name of Jesus. So on that day, God did such a wonderful thing, and we are so thankful to God, because that whole community and village is transformed by the name of Jesus and by clean water.